Hi, I'm Chris Wardlaw for CarGurus, and this is the 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe. This 5-passenger midsize SUV got a complete redesign last year, and it's absolutely loaded with value. From the industry standard warranty and roadside assistance plan, and free scheduled maintenance for the first 3 years of ownership, to a full 3-year trial period to all connected services and a price tag of just under $41,000 when it's fully loaded, this Hyundai is a genuine bargain. But is this SUV satisfying to drive, to ride in, and to use on a daily basis? Well, that's what we're here to find out, so let's take a closer look at the 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe. Three versions of the Santa Fe are available for 2020. They include the base SE, mid-grade SEL, and loaded up limited. Each has a 185 horsepower 4-cylinder engine and front-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is an option, and a 235 horsepower turbocharged 4-cylinder engine is available with SEL and limited trim. This test vehicle is the turbocharged limited with front-wheel drive, and the only option is a set of floor mats. With the destination charge to get it from Hyundai's Montgomery, Alabama factory to your local dealership, the sticker price is $39,170. Changes for 2020 include a standard rear occupant alert system for all Santa Fe's, while limited models add dark chrome exterior trim, premium door sill plates, and a new blind view monitor system as standard equipment. Hyundai also makes wireless device charging more widely available. If I were buying a new Santa Fe, I would choose SEL 2.0 T trim, which looks just like this test vehicle and has the turbocharged engine, but doesn't have as much equipment. And by doing so, I'd save myself an extra $3 grand. Now, as far as the Santa Fe's styling goes, let's call it an acquired taste. Generally speaking, the Santa Fe is attractive. The detailing is where you might raise an eyebrow, such as the stacked lighting elements in front, the slightly uneven wheel arches and fender flares that harken back to the original Santa Fe, and the oversized skid plate motif at the rear. Inside, the Santa Fe has a dual cowl dashboard design that sweeps into each door panel, tapered air vents, and stylish details like textured stereo speaker covers and cloth windshield pillar covers. In particular, I like the storage shelf embedded into the dashboard, one of the many thoughtful touches inside the Santa Fe. Next year, an updated Santa Fe arrives with revised exterior styling and interior updates, including digital instrumentation, a new infotainment system, a redesigned center console with electronic push-button transmission controls, and new color choices. What's not expected to change is this SUV's interior dimensions. Though the Santa Fe measures on the smaller end of the midsize SUV scale, it's got plenty of room for a family of 4. With limited trim, both front seats have 8-way power adjustment, and the driver's seat includes 4-way power lumbar adjustment and an adjustable thigh support cushion. The quality of the leather isn't great, but then the price of the SUV isn't high. It's worth noting that if you buy a Santa Fe with cloth seats, they're stain resistant, an important detail if you have kids or pets. Limited trim does include heated and ventilated front seats, a heated steering wheel, and memory settings for driver preferences. The top version of the Santa Fe also gets a dual-zone automatic climate control system with clean air ionization technology, which, well, 2020. In back, adults enjoy plenty of legroom and thigh support, and the seats recline for added comfort. Air conditioning vents, USB ports, a 115-volt household-style power outlet, and a handy bin for smartphones help to improve passenger comfort. And limited trim also includes both heated rear seat cushions and side window sunshades. Additionally, take note of the Santa Fe Limited's standard panoramic glass sunroof. It actually extends beyond the rear seats, making this SUV feel much roomier inside while providing everyone with an impressive view of what's outside. The Santa Fe also offers a hands-free power tailgate, and instead of making you dance around on one foot to open it, sensors detect the presence of the key fob and after a few seconds, automatically open the hatch. On the one hand, this is a safer approach because you keep both feet on the ground. On the other hand, it can open when you don't want it to. Fortunately, you can turn this function on or off depending on your preference. Cargo space behind the rear seats measures 35.9 cubic feet, and the Santa Fe has underfloor compartments where you can stash things, like the owner's manual, in order to improve the already generous in-cabin storage space. With the push of a button in the cargo area, you can release the rear seat backs, but to fold them flat, you'll still need to open a rear door and push them down. Doing so maximizes cargo space at 71.3 cubic feet. Switching gears now to the Santa Fe's technologies, let's start with an overview of the infotainment system. Every trim level includes a touchscreen display with stereo volume and tuning knobs, shortcut buttons to main menus, and both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. SEL trim adds 3 free months of satellite radio. The SEL also includes 3 free years of Hyundai's Blue Link connected services. Highlights include remote engine starting with climate system preconditioning, a remote car finder, automatic emergency assistance, a panic notification system, the ability to set speed curfew and geographic boundary alerts, and much more. And yes, all of that is free for 3 years. Using the Santa Fe's infotainment system is simple, and the screen sits high on the dashboard, making it easy to reference at a glance. The voice recognition technology is remarkably sophisticated, and the available 12-speaker Infinity premium sound system delivers a quality listening experience. Limited trim includes a surround view camera system and a head-up display depicting a wealth of information, including visual blind spot warnings. The top version of the Santa Fe also has a new blind spot view monitor, which is camera-based technology that works for both sides of the SUV to show vehicles that are in the Santa Fe's blind spots. It supplements rather than replaces traditional blind spot monitoring with visual warnings shown on the side mirrors. Every 2020 Santa Fe comes with a rear occupant alert and driver monitoring system, adaptive cruise control with stop and go capability, forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, and lane keeping assistance. To get blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert, you need SEL trim. The Santa Fe SEL also includes a safe exit assist system, which is designed to prevent occupants from opening a side door if traffic is approaching from behind, such as when you're parallel parked on a busy street. As an option for SEL trim, an ultrasonic version of the rear occupant alert technology is available. Let me demonstrate it. It senses motion inside the Santa Fe after you've left the vehicle and locked the doors, and if someone or something is moving inside the vehicle for up to 24 hours, it honks the horn and sends the owner a text message alert. I forgot all about this feature, and when my wife and I decided to grab some coffee and my kids didn't feel like coming into the shop, I locked them in the Santa Fe and walked away. The SUV's horn began honking almost immediately. So yes, it works. You know what else works? The Santa Fe's ability to protect your family in a collision. With its available full LED headlights, it earns a top safety pick rating from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. It also gets a 5-star overall rating from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. My test vehicle has the Santa Fe's turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, which is an upgrade with SEL and limited trim. It makes 235 horsepower, which is 50 more ponies than the standard 2.4-liter 4-cylinder. More importantly though, it makes 260 pound-feet of torque, starting at a low 1,450 RPM. That's 82 pound-feet more than the standard engine, and it's available much earlier in the rev range. An 8-speed automatic transmission is standard, and in SEL and limited models, drivers can select between comfort, sport, and smart driving modes. The Santa Fe also has an automatic brake hold mode, which makes it easier to bear sitting in traffic during your commute. Hyundai's active torque split all-wheel drive system is available, and if you get the turbocharged engine, I recommend it to avoid torque steer. Perhaps the least satisfying thing about the Hyundai Santa Fe is driving it, and by that I mean to say there isn't anything special about the experience. The turbocharged engine supplies good power, and I have no doubt that in higher altitude regions it will feel mighty quick. But it lacks a degree of refinement in comparison to, say, the turbocharged 2.5-liter that Mazda uses in the CX-5. In the smart driving mode, which is supposed to automatically adjust between economical and responsive driving characters, there's a subtle but irritating delay when your right foot presses harder on the accelerator. Sport mode solves that, but it also adds unwanted heaviness to the steering effort levels. The ride is firm enough to communicate information from the road surface, but compliant enough to soften the worst of the bumps and holes in the pavement. Limited trim includes laminated front and front side window glass, contributing to a quiet ride at freeway speeds. While you won't be inspired to pitch the Santa Fe through curves at twice the posted limit, Hyundai does a good job of tuning the suspension to control excessive body motions. The brakes can withstand some abuse too, and they're easy to modulate for smooth stops. Oh, and there's one more thing to mention, and that's fuel economy. The EPA says that this SUV should get 23 miles per gallon in combined driving with the turbocharged engine and front-wheel drive. I averaged 22.1 miles per gallon, which is right in the ballpark. There is so much to like about the Hyundai Santa Fe and so little to criticize. You get more than you pay for with this SUV, except for cargo room, which is a little smaller than what you'll find in a Honda CR-V and about the same as a Nissan Rogue or a Toyota RAV4. So as long as cargo space isn't high on your priority list or thrilling driving dynamics, I strongly recommend this SUV. And the deals are likely to be epic in advance of the updated 2021 Santa Fe's arrival. Be sure to read my full review of the Hyundai Santa Fe at CarGurus, and if you found this video review helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For all of us here at CarGurus, thank you very much for watching.